Chris Black is standing by. Chris is with the World Health Organization. He's a Canadian but living in Geneva, Switzerland, just recently returning from Gaza. Chris, thanks for taking time for CTV today. This boat,
Thank you very much.
yeah, the ship that's now heading into the region from Cyprus, your thoughts on the difference that might make? Let's start there if we can.
Well, I mean, any way to get more aid into Gaza, be it by sea, by air, or by land, is welcome and is good news. But we see really the most important way to get food in and other supplies in is really by road. And that's something that I saw over again. Sea, it's a distance to move, and then you need to get it from the sea to the shore into Gaza. Air, as you pointed out yourself, has issues when the aid doesn't fall in the right place. Doesn't often get to the people who need it the most. So really, road we see as the best option to get food that is desperately needed and supplies that are desperately needed to those that need it the most.
Yeah, we know the United States is set to build a temporary port of sorts in the Mediterranean right off the coast of Gaza, but that could take anywhere from 30 to 60 days to actually get that in place. Meantime, there's just this huge humanitarian crisis. Chris, you were there for a total of 5 weeks or so in Gaza. Tell us what you saw firsthand.
I mean, as you mentioned, the needs are just incredible. I mean, every single person you meet has been touched by the situation. They've been displaced numerous times. They have trouble to access health. They have trouble to access food. I was part of some convoys that really struggled to move supplies through roads that had been destroyed, or roads that had been problems after the rains, because I was there in a kind of cold period where there were some rains, and a bit of rain, a bit of mud is instantly trouble for the roads. And then I was visiting hospitals where I could see that there was desperate need for more food, for fuel, for water, for medical supplies. So really a desperate situation. But luckily, when I was there, we were part of some operations where we managed to refer patients that needed help from one hospital to another hospital to areas where they could get the help they needed. So that was encouraging to see. So some hope, but as you mentioned, the needs are really enormous.
There have been accusations that aid is being blocked, and I'm curious what you know of that, what you saw, what you can tell us, Chris.
I mean, all the aid, there's certainly blockages, and that's an issue. And the challenges are enormous. But if you're going to move aid, we still see the best way is to do it by road, and that really needs coordination between all the partners on the ground and the authorities. I mean, it's great to see this medical aid moving. World Central Kitchen is one of the key partners that we've worked with there on the ground. They're doing some really innovative things in terms of getting aid to where it's needed, but it's really just the beginning, because the needs are really so immense that people need not only food, as you mentioned, food, fuel, water, and medical supplies. Those are really the most important things that need to get to the people right now.
Chris, I appreciate you taking some time joining us today from Geneva. It's great to have you part of our coverage today here at CTV.
Thank you so much for inviting me.